So while hanging with the ogres, they were talking about how they do taming, and one of them referenced a horse. To which Strider says, and how exactly would an ogre know what a horse is? ArenaNet, you're breaking the fourth wall here. Remember, guys, that horses do exist in the lore. They appear on concept art. They are referenced several times in both games. The trick is that the game franchise has never actually depicted one. So the game that the developers are playing with the player base to do with the horses is not really a lore thing. It's more of a developer community thing. And so this isn't actually fourth wall breaking. The ogres can know about horses because horses are interior. The question is just, why have we as players never got to see them? And that's the fun. You're a coward. You're a fool. Blades rang from their scabbards with the shrill sound of anger, and only the claws of the Iron Legion Centurion kept blood off the field. Stand down, both of you, the commander roared. His black eyes bored into the unruly troopers, and the two scrappers slowly put their swords away. I've got 6 warbands to organize, soldiers, and I can't waste my time babysitting yours. Get your tails in gear. 5 years you've been fighting like this. Kill each other already, or stop wasting my time. Legionnaire Via Splitveins' fists clenched. She snarled in barely controlled obedience. Fine, but if this sniveling, white-jawed weakling tries to tell me what to do one more time. If I don't tell you and you blunder into an ambush, then it's on your head. The other Char, a smaller male of the Ash Legion, rolled his claws over the hilts of his white-handled daggers. You and your Blood Legion warband will be turned into branded monsters, he sneered. Then again, being corrupted by a dragon might actually make you more pleasant, Via. Via raged forward again, but the Centurion still stood in her way. Uncalled for, Feros! The Centurion pushed them both back. Back off! Jabbing a thick finger into the black-garbed scout's chest, the Centurion said viciously, Your duty, Ash Trash, is to escort this warband through Foulblane Expanse, to Keenar Fort. If you can't do that, then get me someone that can. Feros Benighted growled low in his throat and let go of his weapons. Fine. I promise I'll see them through the brand. Just keep that lunatic off my back. Fine, Via echoed. Show me the path, then stay out of my way.
Dead for a long time. What exactly did he say he would rise from the ashes?
I don't know, but he said it, so it must be true. Should we try setting him on fire again?
He's dead. I'm leaving. Maybe I can make it to the Flame Citadel.
No, it's a test of our devotion. He'll return twice as powerful as before. You'll see.
Alright guys, welcome. Dawn in Tyria at the moment as we stand watching the sunrise quite genuinely. This is the animation as the sun comes up back in the Iron Marches. So we're actually right near the Searing Cauldron again, and I'm banking on the town not getting attacked so we can say hello to the people here. There was an interesting story last time we were here that I was interrupted in the middle of talking about that I really want you guys to see and remember for once this campaign is over and we start moving into updates. It was this character here, Eluxa, who described herself as having lost her warband, right? She was a miner, and we say, why don't you go back to mining? She says, I was mining up north when the rest of the warband when the cave we were in collapsed. Only 2 of us survived, but she didn't fare too well. Was she injured? She lost the use of 2 legs and 1 arm, and her mind wanders a little now. I could go back to mining, but she can't physically do it. She's my warband, so I couldn't just leave her. We came here to start over. And we can be charming. We're not going to be charming. We can say, how's that going? She says, the best as it can go. We found a new warband, mostly fishers. My friend can't contribute much, but they've accepted her anyway. It's not the mine, but it'll do. And these were the fishers here. I mean, it's not a great place to come to because you've been attacked by the Searing. But yeah, a story of the perils for Char who go mining. We haven't seen much of that in the series, really, but it is really a part of this world. It is a part of the Char life. It's not all ranching and dealing with cows and warring. They do need to mine to, you know, get all the alloys and metals for their ridiculously impressive war machines and tanks and submarines that they're developing, and additional stuff on top. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about that, and maybe that will come up a little bit later. We're going to head north here. The plan, of course, is now that we have unfortunately lost Claw Island, we've defended a very quick attack on Lion's Arch, but we need to take the fight back to Zytown. We're recruiting support, and we decided to try and find 2 Char Legionnaires, Galena and Snarl, who were instrumental in developing a type of technology known as Ghostborers technology, which is very good at taking out ghosts. Now, that's faux fire ghosts and ghosts of Ascalon, which are very different to what Zytown is spewing around. But at the end of the day, it's all undead. So maybe the technology that the Iron Legions created here in the construction of this weaponry, the batteries and so on, might be useful against the undead too. And so we shall see. I did want to take you a little bit north as well to this place. This is the old Piken Ruins. Pekin Square. Now, that is a landmark from Guild Wars 1, if there's any I feel nostalgia over. It was the first safe haven outpost, really, north of the wall that you got to experience. My phone vibrates a couple of minutes into recording every morning this summer. It's ridiculous. It's one of the early safe outposts that you got to go to north of the wall, and I have a lot of charming memories of it. Well, just like so many places in Ascalon, it is recreated in Guild Wars 2. Fans of the original game can come back here, and you can see it's to scale. It's the correct size and everything. Now it's just like thrown down by rubble. There's a heart here where essentially you can explore the crypts and the tombs to pull items out and then pair them with their corresponding graves. It's kind of a nice place, and there's so many awesome little moments in this area of the world. Another one that I do desperately want to show you guys, now that we've unlocked the Asuran waypoint here, is a sneaky thing hiding in the hills just near Piken Square, which is important, related to something all the way on the Tarnished Coast with the Asura. Yeah, I know, that sounds weird, but bear with me. Here we are. Oh my god, I got totally lost here. I ended up, look at all this road. I went all the way up here. I actually went to one of the mines. Scourgevor's Vault. This is one of the mines. I completely missed it. I thought it was super far south. Here, on the rocks, right next to Piken. That's Piken there. You can see there is a hole with some cliff bats. This is a lot like, if you remember, one of the hidden jumping puzzles at Caledon Forest. This is a big fall here, though, so we have to be very careful not to hit a root on our way down, because that would have meant death, and probably a lot of full damage, maybe not total death. I can't remember if we have the full damage trait on right now, but you'll notice we come into a pool, swimming through this deep, dark, creepy-looking pool on the fringes of Ascalon. We can resurface on the other side amongst the roots, and where do we end up? Well, in this beautiful purple, glorious, crystal-filled chamber that is quite sneakily below a big Flame Legion outpost. If you look at my chat log here, they were just spouting a ton. No, not that there. Here in my chat log, they were just spouting a ton of dialogue. They have no idea. They're completely oblivious to this huge room under here. Well, what is this known as? Well, the Chaos Crystal Cavern. And look, there's an Inquest researcher and a dead one next to him. What does he say? He says, "Wait, I'm no threat to you. I'm all that's left of my crew. I'm trapped down here, same as you." Wait, who says I'm trapped? If you're here, you're trapped. Unless you can get to the gate out there on the last platform. My leg is broken, so there's no way I can make it. But if your timing is good, you might stand a chance. All I have to do is jump from pillar to pillar? It's that simple. Oh, one tiny caveat. See those chaos rifts all over the cavern? Avoid those. They wreak havoc with reality. You might find yourself affected if one of those hits you. Chaos rifts? There was an explosion at the Thorma Nova reactor in Metrica province. Some of the crystals used at that site came from excavations here. Now, these crystals are exhibiting a twinning effect. What's a twinning effect? These crystals are creating sympathetic metamorphic reaction, attracting the chaos rifts from the Metrica province here. nasty bit of business, that twinning effect. Chaos rifts or no, I'm getting out of here. So, the idea of this puzzle is that we're trapped in this cave, and to get out, we have to jump across all of these platforms. Like I've explained with the jumping puzzles before, I already have series on doing all of these. This is not going to be the series, but I did want to show you that this cave exists, and it is twinned because the crystals at the Thormanova reactor, which were used in their experiments and caused this massive explosion, of which there are still some mysteries to be unraveled, came from here. Why are there crystals in a cave under Ascalon? Well, that's a good question. Kraukatoric created a ton of crystals in the Brand, but this isn't Brand. A ton of crystals came from Searing Cauldrons, which might be related to Kraukatoric, but the Searing didn't get underground here. So what's going on? Well, those are some of the deeper questions I think the devs want us to be asking. Remember, Kraukatoric himself, the Elder Dragon, he woke up here, mysteriously, far up north. So, let's rewind the clock. Tens of thousands of years, a long time ago, before the Chara and the humans and everything was here. There seems to have been Kraukatoric flying around and doing things in this area, right? What about other creatures like Kraukatoric? Could they be responsible for this? And how did the Inquest know to come here, take the crystals from here, to utilize in their research into chaos magic back in the Tarnished Coast? It's kind of interesting. But yeah, if you can complete the jumping puzzle all the way along here, all these rifts transform you, they make you big and small. You can get through that portal, and, well, maybe you can go check the video out dedicated to this video if you really want. Obviously, the idea is we're not allowed to escape, but in terms of gameplay mechanics, we can. We can just waypoint all the way back over to the Great Northern Wall here, where we have already been in the series. We saw the Char trying to dismantle it, and you'll notice we now have some personal story we can deal with. So let's get in and meet up with the Warband. I think they've been waiting long enough. Defense contract. Or rather, Trohan has.
That soldier must be Galena. We should speak with her.
Oh dear, and it seems there's some adrenaline already. So, hey Trohan.
Are you well?
If we can convince Galena Edgecrusher and Snarl Backdraft to aid us, it could turn the tide against the Risen. Okay, so who exactly is Galena Edgecrusher? She's a powerful and well-respected Blood Legionnaire, so we should know her, to be honest, since we're Blood Legion. She's renowned for her use of artillery and raw force. Ha! What's she doing all the way out here? Well, she's fighting Flame Legion. They're particularly vile. So we're going to meet some characters here. Though the early stuff with the Ghostborer technology, you kind of get a bit through Iron Legion, the characters creating it are not Iron Legion. They're actually Blood and Ash. So, you know, you can take any backstory you really like. I understand very much. You'll notice we look a bit different. I wanted to talk about this, obviously. Some of you have been screaming. This is still Vigil Armor. I just dyed it differently again, like tarnished bronze. I wanted to see what a more weathered Vigil Armor would look. It's the same set, I've just dyed it differently. We are still of the Vigil, it's just we look a bit more hardened now that we're a War Master and we've spent a while. The weapons are Ogre, so there is a full skin set of weapon stuff to do with Ogre things, and since we helped the Ogres out, I thought I'd show it off. So this is an Ogre Greatsword. It looks all rusty and awesome, right? And then this is an Ogre Axe and an Ogre Mace, and I just tried to match it up.
I dreamed of ore, as Kaith did. But where she saw a dragon to fight, I saw a land to heal.
Oh, I love that dialogue. That's such a cool line, man. It really, because remember, we got two big Sylvari characters in the picture here. One to do with, and both with Wild Hunts, and it's nice to be able to draw and contrast the two of them. Now, the other thing I did with my gear, I kind of wanted to get a backpack. So, this is a backpack here. It's a metallic-looking box that I have on. Now, this is a backpack that will be available to players at this point in the game. As I've already mentioned, backpacks are very rare, and backpack skins are very rare. However, in a few updates after the game came out, the devs made an update, which meant if you were good as a crafter... So here we looked at dueling and weaponsmithing here. If you were a good crafter, you could craft backpacks for yourself. I've mentioned them a little bit already on the series. Well, we can skin them on. So this is an armorsmith's backpack, and there's a ton of different varieties. They all tend to be really big and bulky though, so I'm not going to run around with it on too much. I did try. I tried to find a nice one for you guys, but you find a lot of new players and players at this point in the game will have backpacks like this because they've been doing a bit of crafting and they've got that little asset to them. But yeah, okay. Johan didn't update his written dialogue after that spoken dialogue. Let's move on in. That's most of what I wanted to say. I did want to show you guys our gear as well soon, but we'll do that in a bit.
At least Kaith had a tangible target. I barely knew where to begin.
Hey, Galena, what is this? Jesus.
Don't look at me. Look at the enemy, you idiots, and keep firing.
Okay, you hear that loud noise there? That's the Ghostboard turret. Hey, Caledon, what is this?
Want something?
Meaty thing. I'm going to have to do a lot of sound editing to make sure that doesn't sound too loud.
Legionnaire Galena Edge Crusher.
What an Adelburn's gutted hide are you supposed to be? You don't look like reinforcements.
Better. I'm here with a challenge. Zaitan's undead army is taking Claw Island, and we need your skills to defeat them. General Soulkeeper says you're the best.
I am the best. I fight Zaitan? Mist and mortars. I've got my hands full with these ember spirits. I can't fight a dragon. My orders are to bombard that hill until that ash trash creeps up there and kills the shaman. At this rate, it could take months.
Where are they then? With your bombardment distracting the Flame Legion, it should be an easy matter to sneak up to that peak.
The Legion sent Snarl Backdraft to do the deed, but the lazy cur hasn't shown up. Wretched, good-for-nothing, soot-furred lout probably went swimming.
You stay here and keep the bombardment going. We'll look for Snarl. He may have run into something he can't handle.
We? There is no we, Twiggy. I'm not interested in a waterlogged ash deserter. Do whatever you please.
Jesus. calling Trahan Twiggy? That's brilliant. Also, she's so rude about that guy. He could be seriously hurt or something. So, yes, we are obviously back in Ascalon. This is the moment where if we had been Iron Legion, we would have actually met her very briefly. And she'd just say, oh, hi, and she'd recognize us. I kind of like the idea, since they did that for Char players, I love the thought that they'd gone a little bit further, and if you were Char and you came back to do this instance, our warband should be involved. This is Legion activity. It'd be great to get the boys back together again, but I guess we have to assume they're busy in the Black Citadel doing something. All right, Galena, do you have a question, or can I get on with my artillery run? What's up with you and Snarl? You seem pretty annoyed at that guy. Annoyed isn't the right word. Try exasperated. He's a handful. Wow, and yet you seem almost concerned. Mind your own business, mouse. Mouse, don't you call me a dirty mouse. I ain't no human. Just find him and get him back here for this mission's sake. All right, for the mission, I'm sure. Trahan, the Ash Scouts were headed toward the Flame Legion. Let's investigate the western area of the lake. So, yeah, the turret over here, I don't think we can speak to anyone to talk, but here's what it is. Pretty loud thing, and it's breaking apart all of the Flame Legion stuff that's infinitely spawning and coming down here, and these guys are fighting with the rifle range. Interesting note, by the way, here. Oh, these guys are reviving themselves by standing ground. That's a cool effect. Interesting note, these embers don't drop loot, but they do give experience, and they are unlimited. You see how I got a bit of experience here? So, in theory, if this was a different style MMO, you might have found players trying to exploit this as some kind of level farm. But because this is Guild Wars 2, you don't really find people doing that. It's easy to level anyway. People level elsewhere, and this is probably marginal enough it doesn't matter. I wouldn't be surprised if bots maybe came here at some point in the game's history. But yeah, we're not going to worry with that. We're going to go out into the lake and try and find this sneaky entrance. Now, when we swim underwater, you'll notice I have some new gear for us down here. Oh my god, we're already being attacked. Trahan? I think Trahan's possibly... Oh no, he's here. I thought he was staying with the fire elementals and stuff. All right, you'll notice we killed that armor fish pretty quick, and we got a cool looking spear here. So I updated some stuff. Here's the spear. You saw a lot of this last episode. We also have a spear gun, which we've not really seen the skills of just yet. They're both level appropriate. I spent some of our loot to upgrade them, and they're down here. So just a quick recap of all of our gear. These are level 60, very good. And we also got this new Aqua Breather from the story yesterday as well, which is also great. But just to remind you all, our armor here is the Vigil Armor, and it's the same armor I was wearing in the dungeon. So it's Ogre Runes, so we get the Rock Dog with the Flock. The weapons, again, are the same we did in the dungeon. So they've got Ghost Slaying sigils on still, but they're down here level 40 gear, even though we're all the way up to level 60 now. And the trinkets are all pretty old as well. So we've got some Cordicus journals, we've got some rings, we've got an amulet, and then the back piece here is not really giving us anything. It only gives us 1 power. The only reason because you don't really get back pieces for ages in this game when you're leveling and doing the early stuff. Mostly I just have this +1 power thing here so that we can skin it and have something visually on our back. But that's where we are gear-wise, and yeah, we haven't looked at it for ages, so I thought I'd remind us all. Right, let's try and not aggro every creepy crawly in the lake, but let's go through. The spear gun! What do we get? Well, we get auto attack, Mariner's Shot. We get puncture shot, the skill 2. We can make our foe vulnerable with a shot to their vitals. Remember, again, there was a big underwater update recently, which buffed a lot of this stuff up. There's split shot, the skill 3. Your shot splits into a spread of harpoons that each bleed. So it's kind of like a shotgun skill. If we come in close, boom, we can shotgun him and bleed the hell out of him. The 4 is not shot. This means we evade backwards and we fire a shot that immobilizes our foe. Like this, so he can't move to us because we've netted him as we do it. And then maybe we can shotgun him when he gets back in. And then finally, you've got repeating shot. This is the cool one. This is the skill 5. As always, the skill 5s are the cool ones. Fire multiple shots that also push back your foe. So if we swim right over to this armorfish, it's 1200 range, we can shoot it. And look, we knock him back, knock him back, knock him back, knock him back. Lastly, we're a warrior, so we get a burst skill. Obviously, that extra 6 skill that no one else gets. Forceful shot. Fire a forceful shot, and it just does a ton of damage. This is like kill shot above land.
For great justice.
So we use forceful shot there, and we crit him for almost 2000 damage. So there you go, that's the spear gun.
Over there. I think I see a cave.
Honestly, not one of the most interesting underwater weapons in the game to me. I much prefer, for warrior, using spear. Getting in melee and using the spear stuff, you just rip people up so hard. The 5 feels awesome, tsunami slash, the burst feels awesome, is brilliant. So that's what we'll mostly use when we're underwater. This isn't a very long underwater segment, but yeah. H.O.N. Look, there was a hidden area down here. We get a pet here. Well, we get a shark that has got a name. Blade Jaw? Suggesting it's been tamed by something in this area. And you'll notice in this little hole down here, there's more secrets beneath Ascalon. These are Ascalon Ruins, guys. These are the ruins of some old Ascalonian tomb. Look, there's all these crypts littered about. And we can surface on the other side. This is my favorite kind of underwater exploration. You find like a hidden cave masked by reef and kelp. You swim through and you open up into some kind of tomb place. This is fantastic, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Check it out.
Snarl and his warband must be down here somewhere. The pale tree guides you.
He says separatists. Humans who ignore Queen Jenna's ceasefire with the Char. They continue to cause havoc in Ascalon. And we say, yeah, I remember them well from my time at Ebonhawk with Forgul, which potentially could have been weeks, months ago now at this point. Alright, so in we go. What do we have? Well, combat music. Ah, they're right next to us. Okay, I was wondering how Chahern had seen them. Okay, they don't appear to have seen us just yet. Very Ash Legion-y of us. So does that mean the Ash Legion snuck in here too? Well, I'm not Ash. I'm Blood. Let's rip them to pieces. Hell yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to pop the signet. If we activate the signet, we no longer get passive power, but we become unblockable, remember? So yeah. Let's take our banner. Sprint on in. Hey guys, now these separatists are kind of a special kind of separatist that do a bit more damage and utilize skills that you don't find many other separatists in the rest of the game using. You see this like frosty shot that they're splashing around on us? That can actually really hurt. If you guys don't know this about me, if mainly you're just watching this LP and not the other content I make, I quite often do challenge runs of the personal story, very, you know, like low level ones or not using skills or all kinds of different things. And often I do permadeath runs. I've had more than one permadeath run end in this instance, in this room, just because these guys do that much damage and they are that scary. So I'm going to be very careful here with Tyrix.
There's Snarl. Looks like they need help after all.
To clear out as many separatists as possible before progressing too much. Here, deep in the tomb, though, you can see back in that chamber over there, we have Snarl Backdraft. This feels cool. This reminds me of the start of playing a Char when you go in that original tomb, Duke Baronin's tomb. Let's take these guys out. Whose ghost we have long moved away from, but nonetheless remains one of my favorite characters in lore. I freaking love Barodin, man. The rightful heir to the throne who just willingly passed it up. Ah, good stuff. All right, so that seems a reasonable path to have cleared. Hey, guys. You looking for some help?
Finally free. Of all the dumb luck, we were looking for Flame Legion and found a hidden base of separatist punks.
Okay, and even more separatist punks have just jumped us. This is the wave that usually is really dangerous. Let's take them out as best we can. So yeah, this is such a mess in Ascalon. You think you're dealing with a flame legion. It turns out separatists nearby. I hinted at, you know, an idea. Wouldn't it be cool to see a story where the two factions interact? And this is about as close as the game gets. Separatists hiding under Ascalon, nearby some flame legion, but The relation between the two doesn't get much deeper than that. We'll see as the instance goes along. But yeah, here we go. This appears to be their leader, a veteran separatist Stormcaller. What a great name for a separatist. Stormcaller being a mighty warhorn once blown by the humans to repel the Char. So the idea that the separatists would name themselves after it or have rankings for it is just fantastic. Take this guy out. And voila. You guys good? Ash need blood to save their hides? Well, I never.
Ha! Stupid separatists. Getting in the way of me killing Flame Legion. Seriously, I hate those guys. Glad to help. You're Snarl Backdraft, right? General Soulkeeper says you're one of the finest scouts in the Ash Legion. The Vigil need your skills, Snarl. Zaitan's armies overran Claw Island, and we need help to drive them back. Claw Island? No! I was raised in Lion's Arch. There's no way I'm letting the city fall. Help me with this shaman, and I'll gladly join your fight.
That's excellent news. Do you think you can convince Galena to help us as well?
That squeaky old crankshaft? Well, for Lion's Arch, I suppose I can put up with anything. Sure, I can make it happen. Now come on, we've got a shaman to roll before we move out. There's a dry path out over there, but watch it. There's flame at the top of those stairs.
I adore how this instance shows the way that the High Legions operate in tandem with one another. Blood fighting away with Iron Siege up on the front lines at the top while Ash sneaking underneath. It's brilliant. It's so cool. Hey, Chahan. Snarl seems likable. We can work some magic with Galena. Yeah, so remember, guys, these characters will become big characters. Now, Galena is definitely a lot more prickly than this guy. I love the way he looks as well. If I make a new Char character, I'll probably try and emulate the way that Snarl looks. He's freaking awesome. He certainly seems to think he can convince her. We'll see. What do you have to say? I really owe you one for helping us coming to get us back there, damn separatists. Well, where are the stairs? Head right from where we were being held and go all the way to the far right corner of the room. Then past the water cave on the other side of the foundation wall. Dialogue like this just makes me think of old school RPGs like Morrowind, where there was no green starburst showing you constantly where to go and holding your hand. So immersive. All right, can I ask you another question? What about, what's with you and Galena? Do you have a history? She's a real sight, sorry, isn't she? I mean, that grumpy pig? Nothing at all. Oh, he was gonna compliment her, huh? All right, I get what you mean. Ooh, baby. Okay, and the spies don't really want to say anything. They're keeping themselves to themselves. Let's move on over then. No more separatists, please. This is leading out of the right. We can come through. Well, mind you, that's just another pool of water, not a staircase. So how about we don't go there? Maybe that's where we came out, actually. Looks like there's multiple water entranceways. I think there's a hole you can fall in here as well. Another point. Here we go. Here's the stairs.
The Flame Legion camp is up this hill.
Okay, trying. Cool. I thought he was going to have more insight than that. All right, brilliant. I like how we hear as well that Snarl was raised in Lion's Arch. Again, the dialogue feels a little bit off. He should be like, I was raised in Lion's Arch. No, I'll never let it fall. But he was like, I was raised in Lion's Arch.
Shaman!
Okay, well, yeah, where is the shaman? I guess we're coming up from behind, right? So all the embers were being sent down the hill there, and we just get to sneaky.
Enemies here. Defend yourselves.
Flame will consume you!
Here they are. It is Exorix Infernus. What an awesome Flame Legion name. He's only a veteran, to be honest, so for a boss at the end of a story instance, he's going to go down a lot easier than most. Plus, we have Blood just nearby and an entire squadron of Ash Legion. Trahan, oh, you remember last instance where I said it was weird that the Vigil seemed to have a necromancer? It wasn't the Vigil, it was Trahan. Trahan summoning those wells of blood and keeping us alive. It's one of his abilities, of course. That's very cool. All right, so we can slap him down. Trahan not quite owning Caledon at this point in the story, of course.
Feel the adrenaline.
Just got to make sure we don't stand in the flame walls, as they do seem to hit quite hard. Look, loads of Ash have died. Oh, what a meaty kill that was. Brilliant. Oh, sorry, Ash Legion. No, did Snarl go down as well? No, Snarl was okay, just at the last moment. There you go, dude. Flame Legion will be burning up in the mist from here on out. Nicely done. Okay, wait, what was our response to him there? It seemed actually it be pretty meaty. Exorix never knew what hit him. Okay. Galena, hi. We came in, we freed one group, the group helped to free yours. Cannon no longer firing, of course.
You want something?
Yeah, I want something.
Chalk up another dead fool of a flame to the Ash Legion.
To you? Oh, you glorified sneak thief. You'd never have gotten him without my bombardment.
Oh, you think so? Care to make a bet on that fur bucket? What say we go somewhere and see who tallies more enemy kills?
I'll take that bet back, Draft. You're as good as beaten. Name the place.
Claw Island, outside of Lion's Arch. Oh, I see you've heard what happened there. Good. Then you know what we're in for. Unless you're too scared.
Scared? Me? I'll pile those undead muzzle high, Backdraft. I'll see you at Claw Island, and we'll count our kills.
I have a request. We should visit the Pale Tree. The Mother has knowledge we shall need in the days ahead.
Of course, Trahan. I think that would be wise.
Such brave people willing to risk so much. But do we even have a chance at victory?
All right, cool. Yeah, by the way, that's char flirting. Them doing that competition, they got such a great dynamic, but that is blatantly char flirting. You know that dialogue? Oh, I think she likes you. She either wants to mate with you or she wants to kill you. Yeah. So we're definitely looking at that. Hey, Galena. Claw Island, she says. Lion's Arch. This will be a quick wager and an easy victory. Oh, that blood enthusiasm. I like your enthusiasm, but don't underestimate the Risen. Yeah, we've seen our fair share of Risen danger. I'm not underestimating them. I just know what Snarl and I can do when we're not arguing with each other. You'll see. All right, I'll let you do what you do best. And they haven't really talked too much about the technology here. Snarl, I told you I'd get Galena to come with us. Yeah, you certainly have a way with women. He got it so easy as well. A little bit of the reverse psychology, I guess, in there. And Trahan obviously now is thinking about the Pale Tree. We should speak with her. She'll know best how to face Zaitan's forces at Claw Island. As we don't know what that is, we can say, what's the Pale Tree? Well, she's the memory of our people, the collected knowledge of generations. Do you think she can help us? I think of no better place to begin this journey than the bowels of the Great Mother. We need her wisdom now more than ever.
You're here.
Do you think she can help? Wait.
Remain strong.
Okay, yeah. So we got all of the dialogue there. And that's it for Ascalon for a little bit longer, guys. We are headed to the Grove. And Tyrix is about to get a bit of a splash of cold water on his face as he learns just truly what ore is like. Let's do it.
Bide a while. I have much to show you both.
They say that Ore was once beautiful. A nation to rival Kryta, Ascalon, and Ilona. The human gods lived in the city of Arar, and the people here were blessed. These creatures are formidable. Tougher than the ones at Claw Island.
Strong! Where were you? We needed you. Snaff. I couldn't protect him. I could still hear him screaming.
You should have died, Heir, instead of him.
Still angry over the loss of Ascalon, the Char struck hard while humanity fought with itself. The Char ravaged Ascalon with searing cauldrons and marched on Ore.
We came to fight Zaitan. Can you give us counsel?
Seek the source.
Is Zaitan the source, or is there some other poison that fouls Ore? Please, tell us.
Seek the source. Cleanse Ore. Seek the source.
Your last challenge on the road to Arar will be the Guardian of the Gate. Beyond this, I cannot foretell. Its name is Caledon. Bear it with honor, and the sword will never fail you.
Gaining adrenaline. Rest.
Oh, all right, we're back. All right, we have seen all. We have seen the dangers. We have been told to seek the source. Caledon is in the hands of Trahan here. I'm newly inspired. Yeah, I feel as if the burden of my wild hunt is growing ever heavier. Your wild hunt, I'm tasked by the dream to cleanse ore so that it may grow and thrive once more. An impossible task. Okay, so the Pale Tree would like to speak with us after these revelations. And what does she say? Ore has had all hope stripped from it. To confront the dragon, you must first overcome your greatest fear, lest you be consumed by it. Tell me, what do you fear, Tyrix Ripjaw? All right. So, Tyrix, member of a war band, honor, duty, the hierarchy and the structure of the legions. Perhaps what he fears most is dishonor. Perhaps that I would fall so grievously that I would lose the respect of my comrades and be dishonored, to be cast aside in the opinions of our warband that we spent so long alongside in the early days of the story, perhaps, and our new allies to boot. I think that this fits Tyrix better than any of the others. So yes, that I would fall so grievously. It is good to hold friends in high regard, but better to live up to your own high ideals. Keep this in mind if you find yourself alone. That's kind of a hard pill for a child to swallow, I'd think. But thank you, Pale Tree. I'll remember your wisdom.
The dragon seeks to destroy its enemies before they can strike. I see within the dream that Zaitan's forces enter battle, not against Lion's Arch, but at the heart of your order.
My order headquarters? No! How could that be? How could Zaitan even know?
Those who have been corrupted reveal everything to Zaitan. Nothing is secret, least of all those places where his enemies hide.
If my friends are in danger, I have to go to them. They have no warning. They'll be slaughtered.
I will go with you. Our fates are bound together, and from this day forward, we fight as one.
Farewell, valiant souls. May your wild hunt be successful, and may your courage illuminate the dark of night.
Alright, Trahearn, my new bro. Let's go save the people of the Vigil. We get a choice here. I'll take the bank access. Okay, no time to waste. We've seen all this dialogue. Anyway, our friends among your order are in danger. We must act, Tyrix. Back to the Vigil Keep. Now, what's kind of funny is you guys may remember that when we were dealing with Necromancer Reese's amulet, we already mistakenly unleashed an undead horde on the Vigil Keep. And well, now here, we're going to find another one. A lot larger, a lot more deliberate, and structured and organized from much higher up the chain of Zaitan's command.
Look funny, and they smell like
So, Under Siege is the story set. And what's the state of things? I hope not too bad.
That sounds like battle. The Vigil needs us.
Oh god, it does. You can see there's Trebs firing. The Pale Tree said the Vigil Keep was in danger. We must do all we can to stop the Risen. It will not be an easy battle, but I believe we can defeat them. The problem is, last time we were defending this, we were ready and we were there in the front lines. Now, we're locked away from the keep.
Zaitan's showing more intelligence. Striking at the heart of your order? It's almost
Warmaster,
unfathomable.
Trahearn! Thank the alchemical processes that inspired your presence. We're under siege.
Alright, Ifut is here. Check it out, look, Ifut actually charging in with a sword and shield. She's awesome. She's the tactician. Oh!
Blast. What kind of foul magic was that? We must reconfigure our strategy.
Oh, I'm sure we must. Jesus Christ. So, they have a powerful Risen with them.
Bone walls. Those require powerful magic. We face no mere foot soldiers. There's an Orient Vizier in there.
They've cut us off. The Orients are protecting the weaponry that's battering our keep's fortifications. We have to destroy those siege engines.
Vigil Keep has defensive weaponry on the far ramparts, but they were damaged in the first assault. We didn't have the manpower to repair them. If we could clear the walls of undead and safeguard her path to the catapults, Blacksmith Von Heck can fix anything.
Then we'll have to give her that chance. Let's get to the top of the walls and check in with General Soulkeeper.
I salute your bravery, my friend. Strike hard and fast, and we'll guard your back. Form up, Vigil.
Time to smash some rotting heads.
Man, so much of this reminds me of The Lord of the Rings. It's ridiculous. I feel like Snarl and Galena from before have kind of got a Legolas and Gimli thing going on, competing over their kills and things, which we'll see coming up. Here, it feels like we're at Helm's Deep and we have to go in through the side. But yeah, there is a powerful Vizier, Hearn, getting in on the fight here. This is Vizier Gil Iron Ghoul, so the Vigil having to deal with a potent wizard, really. Interestingly, remember there was a high-ranking, right now on the timeline, the Order of Whispers is under attack.
We're saved!
And when we saw that, I love that they think they're safe just because they see me. We noted that there was a high-ranking member of the Orions there too. That was an admiral though, not a vizier. That was Admiral Fiest Bakir. And I kind of find it cool that there's an admiral that attacks the Order of Whispers. It's a vizier that attacks here. We're yet to see what might be going on with the Dermot Priory at this moment, especially the admiral at the Order of Whispers. You guys will see that the Order, and I'm not being too spoilery here, but the Order of Whispers have like quite a lot to deal with the naval sides of Zaitan's armies as time goes forwards.
Praise Wolf that you're here, War Master.
And it's already begun, you know, that they're interacting with an admiral there. All right, let's keep on going. Praise Wolf that we're here. Everybody seems to love that we're here. Here, you guys can have a banner. Let's move on. Obviously, the Vigil Keep is built in a very defensible place. It's so bold for Zaitan to attack here.
War Master, by the alchemy's twisting cogs.
We kill them, wave after wave, and still they keep coming.
But at least we are in a good place. So we're high enough up now that we can even see behind the bone wall. And look, Zaitan has set up siege there. Or the Vizier has set up siege there. Presumably he's down on the battlefield. Hello?
Buster.
Oh, there's so many bodies. Loads of people are down. What is this? Look at these, our old friends. This is insane. A Crusader, unrevivable, full dead, these guys. Let's take these out. The mighty Tyrix is at your side. Feel inspired, my friends. Inspired by my mere presence, by the banner I wield at my side, as I eviscerate my foes. Let's keep going. There's an environmental weapon we could have picked up there as well. Trying not to get sieged as we travel through. Hello, everybody here. Does the Foot have any extra dialogue? Oh, she does. She says, I hope you're ready to take on a dredge ton of risen, War Master. Oh, I am. She uses that term, a dredge ton.
Oh, it's the General.
Stand at attention.
Oh, here she is. Almora, sup? You see that you've got reinforcements, do you?
Hostiles eradicated in the inner keep. They were tunneling under the walls, the Roman scum.
Oh, so look, they employed tunneling just like they did at Order Whispers.
Reporting for duty, General. I hope you don't mind that I brought a friend.
War Master, Traherne, good timing. We need every able-bodied soldier we can deploy. Ephod, what's our status?
I must report defeat, ma'am. There's an Orion wizard down there. We weren't able to get through the magical barriers.
Disappointing, but understandable. Secondary recommendations? Anyone?
Efut says there's a blacksmith who can repair our catapults. Traherne and I can clear the ramparts while Efut falls behind to protect the civilian.
Once the Orion siege weapons are destroyed, they'll have to lower the magical walls if they intend to continue the attack on Vigil Keep.
Without those walls, I'm confident we'd have been successful, General. This time, there'll be no stopping us.
Excellent. While you do that, the Crusaders and I will defend the wall. Move out!
Vaughn has the daughter of Bygarth, one of the most legendary Norn smiths. She can fix anything.
Asura Brains behind Char and Norn Brawn. Oh, what a great combo. All right, so yeah, let's go repair this. Now, this character we're hearing about here, they just mentioned the daughter of Bygarth. I think that's the first time we've heard the name of that smith. Maybe in one of the earlier episodes it came up very briefly. But do reconcile and remember that. A legendary Norn indeed. Quite the blacksmith. And this is just their daughter that's going to be helping us here. But that's the first time of many that we'll see quite an important name begin to appear throughout the story.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Let's keep going. I love how calm and chill Almora always is when she's on screen. It feels like it calms everyone else down as well, despite the fact this is kind of chaotic right now. Let's knock these guys out. There's some explodey dudes we want to be cautious of. And once again, another A-bomb becoming a very common sight here. Good. Let's keep moving. Grabbing our banner as we go. That's a Vigil Elementalist there who's cast the rock shield around themselves with the scepter. That's awesome. Ah, hello! You're like the last person alive in this area. Well done for holding out. Expect no less of a big old Norn like you. And look, she's got this big-ass hammer she swings with. Hi. Did you call for assistance? Our objective is to clear the siege weapons area over here for repairs. All right, so let's take this courtyard out. Die by my hand and mine. Oh, that A-bomb ripped us to pieces. So what happened there is the A-bomb charges, but remember from when we were in the dungeon, we have two specialization lines at the moment. And one of them is giving us stability when we would get knocked down or something. So it meant that the A-bomb never knocked us away, and he just kept ripping into our face. That was horrible. Oof, need to be careful of that. Fighting in some of the more distant areas of the keep here as well, for what it's worth. That cage and things. I don't think we've been all the way over here just yet. Last time the attack came, we certainly didn't need to use all.
Wish I'd had time to fix these before the battle. You never know how to prioritize till you get attacked by screaming undead.
Jesus. Okay, there you go. And look, she just swings.
Here you go, War Master. Good as new. Let him have it.
She just swings a hammer a couple of times and we're up. So she'll build all of these. Again, if we were playing with 5 players, we could all start trebbing. Let's get on now. We're familiar with how this works. Just like at Claw Highland, we get a skill to turn it left, a skill to turn it right. And what we need to do is aim the treb at all of the Orion trebs that are back there. Or catapults. There you go. So, she's out of combat. Now, I need to get used to the timing again. So I was actually aiming for this one here, but I accidentally hit the one further away. What was that? About 50% strength? So it's going to be a bit of a game here to figure this out. I like that we get to do the siege, but because it... Ouch, we got hit there. But because it's kind of a slow part, it tends to feel like, to me, it breaks the pace of the fight a bit. And that's always a bit of a shame. So I'm going to speed it up and see you guys in a sec. Oh, it looks like we're killing... There are obviously forces on the ground there as well. So if I miss and get random experience, that is actually us killing the Risen nearby. Let's see if we can shoot really low there. There you go. 2 down. Oh, this could be a double kill. Here we go. Come on, you can do it. I might have overshot. Oh, I did. I overshot for the double. That's such a shame. All right, that's 4. And then the 5th, this should land.
The Orion siege weapons are down. You did it, War Master.
Bang on. Hell yeah.
No time to celebrate. The undead are making one last push.
The Orions dare to strike at our keep. Well, they shall see how a cornered lion fights.
Up they come again. You'll notice, once again, from the waters. Always from the waters, it feels.
I'm itching to get some payback for that little wall trick. Let's join the fray down on the field.
Yeah, no worries, Afoot. So, the Pale Tree said the Vigil Keep was in danger. We must do all we can to stop the Risen. It will not be an easy battle, but I believe we can defeat these Risen.
Anything to
Here,
report?
Afoot says, I hope you're ready to take on a Judge Tan. Yeah, okay, we did. So yeah, as you notice, as we walked forwards, my camera changed a little bit there. It actually increased the FOV because they know that we're going into a big fight here. So if I zoom out, you get like that big epic cinematic shot as we charge along with our allies. We're a little bit caught behind because I'm a hound for getting dialogue from people. So let's move on up. I want to bring a banner.
Fight to your last breath. To your last bit of courage. We stand between tyranny and death. And we cannot fail.
Oh, they ran out of my frenzy immediately. Ooh, that plague carrier did some work there. That was the last one left alive, and it nuked everyone. My god, let's try and res some of them up. I really want to keep our strength of arms as we get in.
Well fought. Don't give up now.
Getting pumped.
Believe me, I don't mean to give up. No, another one! Get away from that! Oh, you guys! Damn it! I should, like, focus 100% on them. The plague carriers. Any more incoming? There's so many. Look at this field here of just ruination we just cast upon them. There you are. Oh, I dodged too early. That's so annoying. Ah.
Look there. It's their leader. Take her down and the battle is won.
All right, we've managed to bait her out. So, Vizier Gil Iron Ghoul. Scary looking woman. She's shrouded in basically magical looking robes and garments. Some kind of necromancer from Ur since become fallen to Zaitan. Remember, when you get these big generals...
That's the stuff ready.
Shall lead you. I shall watch it fail.
This isn't like, oh, a guy from Ascalon that Zaitan took. This is a guy from the very land of the dead. Here you can see she's summoning these ridiculous lightning storms that by standing away from the group I've managed to bait away. She's also summoned this eye, this bone seeker, this thing here, these turrets that just continue pelting away at us.
Spell reflection. Reflect this, Orion.
Oh, that was awesome. She was actually reflecting with an arcane shield, and Almora went in and just butted her. That's amazing. Almora the legend rank versus this Vizier the champion. Okay. She's still frenzied. I'm trying to clear up the others. And down she goes. Nice. Almora did a lot of the work there.
Well done, Crusaders. The Orions are defeated and the keep is safe. 3 cheers for the Vigil.
Hurrah! Victory for the Vigil!
It is fortunate that we arrived when we did. Those undead were about to overrun the keep. The Pale Tree is very wise. If Vigil Keep had fallen, we'd never be able to defend Lion's Arch.
Do you remember what she said? With unity, many impossible things can be achieved. She's right, Trahan. The Vigil can't fight Zaitan alone. The dragon is too powerful. But there is another way.
Whatever you're planning, know that I will stand with you.
Thank you, Trahan. Come, let's talk to General Soulkeeper.
I love how in that cutscene we get just a random member of the Vigil gets his sign in. Like, I feel like the cutscenes are like for the main characters and the big story bits. You very rarely find regular NPCs in there. And that bald guy just appears like, yeah, sweet, we did it. It's so good. All right, Almora, sorry, I'm just roasting a few guys. Look at this. Night has fallen now as well, just at the closing moments of this battle. Hey.
Warmaster, your timing was fortuitous. You and Trahan have saved our order.
It was our honor. If you don't mind, we need to brief you on recent events. Much has occurred in a very short time.
General, I've become convinced that the Vigil can't stand against Zaitan alone. We may have an army, but we don't have the information or resources.
Huh. If it were anyone other than you, Warmaster, I might think you were a coward. But after what you did on the field today, continue.
The other orders of Tyria are as concerned about the dragons as we are. The Vigil should speak with them and launch a unified effort.
Speak with them? But the Order of Whispers are underhanded backstabbers, and the Priory are simpering scholars.
You're wrong, Efoot. They simply have their own ways of fighting Zaitan. Both would be staunch allies in this war.
I don't like it, and I don't trust them. But I do trust you, Warmaster. And I trust Trahan. If he says we're up against overwhelming odds, I believe him.
Go to the other orders. Set up a meeting. Tell them the Vigil offers an alliance.
Thank you, General. I'll do everything I can.
I know so much about war, but I've done nothing to stop the devastation. Am I at fault?
Well, you done messed up now, Zaitan. You attacked the Orders, and you got them uniting against you. Awesome stuff. Almora says, carry those 2 messages to the other Orders. I don't like this plan, but it's the best we've got. I'll do my best, General.
Remain strong.
Trahan says, Zaitan tried to crush our hope. It failed. Now, we are only more certain of our purpose. You are right, we can't do this alone. It will take the combined effort of all 3 orders to defeat the dragon. I hope you're feeling very persuasive, Tyrix. Efoot, you're pretty on the ball with strategy and stuff, but you don't like this idea? We will avenge the fallen, she says, and we will free Claw Island from this monster's grip. Lead the way, Tyrix. Do you really think the Vigil can do this alone? If you'd asked me that before today, I would have said yes. Now, knowing this is but a fraction of the dragon's army, I'm not as certain. I have a radical idea to get us reinforcements. I hope you'll trust me. Since you showed up, the Vigil's made great strides against the dragons. I'd follow you into the mist, Tyrix. Just tell me where to fight. Oh, man. I'd love to lead the Vigil into the mists one day. I'll take you up on that. Thank you. Awesome. And we already did Almora, right? Yeah, carry those messages. That is it. That is the Vigil's side of the story. It's time, guys, to return to Claw Island to wrestle back in a massive fight against Blightgast the Plaguebringer and attempt, at the very least, to avenge Fogel Kernson, our old dad. No time to waste. I'll see you guys next time. Let's do it.
I worked with a Sylvari sniper last year. He was eerily accurate.
They do that sometimes.
Have you ever seen a statue of Scorch Razor?
Of course. She led a rebellion, brought females to the battlefield, and took down the shamans.
Someday I'll match her victories. And they'll make a statue of me.